Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we're talking Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Mercury, because Robert Sarver has announced that he's going to sell both teams. He's going to leave the NBA. He's going to do that. I didn't see that coming as quickly as it has. Maybe I thought he might come around to it. Um, but this is a situation where, you know, I personally think that the NBA wants him out. That's obvious. And he's in a position to make a lot of money off of this team. Cashing out is not a bad thing. The NBA is in a good place. His team is in a very good place in comparison to where he purchased it and how it's been during the time that he's had it. So, if you're talking about selling high, this isn't the worst time to consider. If you're him, they have Chris Paul in place, Aiton's in place, Booker in place, all for multiple years. So that right there is the team that an ownership group can come in and expect to have success without doing too much. So that's a good thing. The team has been there for what, 40, 50 years or something. So they got a good tenure, good city, good town that loves the squad. And, it's a situation where I truly believe that the NBA is going to be very happy about this decision. This is what they were hoping would happen, I think. So, it just goes to show that, what's done in the dark will be seen in the light, I guess. And also, when you have enemies, they will wait for the right time to pounce. And this seems like that to me. We talked at length about that, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't have any emotional thoughts about this. I'm obviously a Laker fan, not a Suns fan. But what I can say is it's always good to see the NBA take stances against behavior that would be offensive, and ultimately police itself. You know what I mean? As an example of how to do so. I think they've done a good job of weeding out the bad guys that they feel are bad guys, whoever they feel shouldn't be there, and ultimately getting swift action in regards to it. So it took a lot of compliance from Mr. Sarver, of course, to expedite this process and move on. But I think it's for the best for everybody. I really do. I just don't think that after the information that's been released, that Robert Sarver could really feel comfortable leading an NBA franchise in these rooms anymore. And I don't think any of those people in those rooms really felt comfortable with him leading an NBA franchise. So that's where we are. And it's exactly where we are. Now, one has to wonder if it's going to equate to him selling the team and thus the team moving. One has to always wonder about those things when teams get sold, especially small market squads. With expansion being as discussed and teams, having issues and things of that nature of keeping players and stuff like that, one would wonder if ownership group would look at the Phoenix Suns as a team to move over to Vegas or something like that. One would wonder. But at the end of the day, one also hopes that Phoenix can keep their team and hopefully Seattle can get theirs back. So that's where my head is. We're a long way away from anything like that being possible, but right now we know that he's interested. He's put the teams up for sale. That's basically it. They're both up for sale. I don't know who, or what at this point who would be interested, but I know that there will be suitors for sure. We know that, and it's curious to see if the same ownership group will buy both teams or if it'll be a separate ownership group. So all of that is something that I don't know nothing about, but we will know when it's time for us to understand it. So yeah, that's the news, you guys. I really am kind of just shocked a little bit by the fact that he decided to do this. I didn't think that this would happen without some resistance, or you never know what's going on behind the scenes, but I didn't expect anything like this to happen. So yeah, if anything, you could, like I said, this is going to be a good sell for him. He's going to make a lot of money, I think, off of this team. It's been said on ESPN. I think it was Brian Windhorst who said he believes it might go for $2.6 billion. So I think that's a healthy cash out, man. That's a very healthy cash out. So that's what it is, you guys. That is what's going on. Similar result to what took place with Donald Sterling. This makes you think about Donald Sterling's situation and how bad that all played out and how offensive all of that ultimately was. But we move on from that. It's good to know that the NBA is not standing for any of that. That we won't have to see him, in the arenas or consider any of that behavior being possible anymore from him. And that's what's most important. Some of the stuff that we read there, in regards to what was expressed. It was vague, but it painted a picture that made people feel extremely uncomfortable. I think that's what it was. Some of the details were not as vague as I'm saying it were, but certain things didn't paint a detailed enough picture for me to understand exactly what I was looking at. But nevertheless, unacceptable behavior just the same. And the NBA had a right to take a stance, and I think Robert Sarver did them a favor by walking away. So we'll see how long it takes for him to sell the team. I doubt that it will take very long. I really don't. Groups should be coming together. I'm sure groups already were lining up, just in general, to buy a team. And if a team were to come about, I'm sure that group is ready to swoop in. So those type of groups are all over the place, I'm sure. But yeah, very curious to see who it'll be. If it'll be one of those celebrity type things where you see a bunch of celebrities come together and take Phoenix, or something of that nature, who knows? But it's very, very curious. So we'll find out. I'm sure the NBA, or rather ESPN and all the big networks will let us know the latest on the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, and better days ahead, I guess, for all of those employees, man. So that's what I gotta say. That's pretty much it. My name is BDL44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.